guys, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time, thank you for clicking on this video, and I hope that you consider subscribing and take a look at the other videos that are posted on this channel. If you are a return subscriber, thank you for being a subscriber. So today I just really wanted to talk about the resources and opening your eyes and your ears everywhere. Just always be mindful, always be thinking about your business and building your brand. My apologies, it's a little loud. It actually sounds like the door is open, but anyway, just being mindful of your surroundings, always looking at things, reading things, just always think about your business. And in the previous video, I kind of took you guys with me and I was telling you guys about like, oh my goodness, I'm going here, I should have my brand on, or I needed to change, or just make myself look a little more presentable because I might be approaching people, and the first impression is the best impression. I don't want anybody to be offended by or afraid of me when I kind of interrupt their day to say, hey, I'm a business owner, this is my business, this is my name, here's my card. I don't want them to be frightened, like, what are you doing, why are you walking up on me? Like, I want to look friendly, approachable, and things like that. So I talked a little bit about that in the previous video, and in this one I just want to talk about using your resources wisely and kind of just having an open mind and thinking outside the box. So generally in this industry, if you have a home service agency, we're thinking, okay, we need to get clients, okay, we need to get caregivers, and we need to go out to the community. To do these things, you have to think outside the box. And just a few resources that I got just from today. I was trying to complete the paperwork that was assigned to me for Medicaid, Medicare ID number. And because I was unable to prove my identification, because I have like a block and freezes on my credit report, and they do like a soft pull. So if you didn't know, they do like a soft pull just to verify your identification, but that wasn't gonna work with me. So I have a block, I have a note on there, I have everything frozen, and I kept trying to enter my information, and it kept saying denied, like this information, something on here is incorrect. So when I reached out to them, they had an alternative way for me to show proof of my identification. So I had to fill out a form, I had to get a notary. To do this, I went to the closest bank to me, which was my credit union. I have a business account with them. So anyhow, they did the notary for free. I was expecting to pay like $5 or something. I don't know, but generally when I have something like that done, it costs. So anyway, that cost me nothing. It was free. And I felt like it was free, and I felt like credit union for the people, if anything, is going to be cheap, but it was actually free. So that's a resource there. You never know how many more of these things I'm going to need to do. So that was pretty cool. I like that. So I was able to get that out of the way anyway. While I was there, I had to wait a while for the woman to figure out if I needed a stamp or not, when it clearly says stamp, but that's okay. I'm looking at cars, trucks, RVs, more mechanic repair coverage. Okay, so that's something I'm going to be reaching out to them about, because my car is acting crazy, and I'm going to need to drive around. If I get a client and I have to work that client myself, I'm going to need my car to be reliable. So I'm going to ask them about that. Under savings, they have certificates of deposit, individual retirement accounts. And I'm actually looking into that to be able to offer something like that to my employees. So now that you're working, let's get you set up better. I want to show them that I care about them, where their money is going, how they can make more money, or how they can invest, even if it's just a little bit. So even just having like in a retirement or Roth IRA, or just introducing them to something like that, because most of them are young, my applicants, and when I was young, I had so much money, I didn't know what to do with it. I blew my money like crazy, and I wish I had people to tell me like, oh, have you ever heard of this? Did you ever know anything about this? And this could be the first time they're being introduced to it. And so I just have so many things I want to do. I want to do like business management, like a money management for children and things like that. And so that's kind of like where I get to perform in, in my business. I get to perform within another like endeavor that I really want to do. But so I'm going to be asking them about that, if they have something that I can offer my employees. Other things on here, they have insurance, they have disability insurance, home life and auto insurance, long-term care insurance. So I asked her, is this something that you guys offer? Is it a third party? Because they offer long-term care insurance. So I would like to know who's paying for that. Who's paying for that, and can I become a provider? And how do I do that? How, is it online? Do they have a website? So I actually didn't wait to ask that. I asked that while I was there, but that just came from the brochure. Another resource, I went to a meeting and they provided the County Family Resource Guide, front and back page. So I kind of drew on it where I need to contact them. So I did reach out to them. I had to leave a voicemail, but I want to know, or I'm asking them if there is a possibility that I could be listed under disability services and senior services, because I provide those services. And the lists are so short that why not add one more, I have my credentials, why can't I be listed here? But again, the lists are so short, and these are literally everywhere. Another thing, when I was in a meeting where I picked this up at, a woman was speaking to another lady and she said, well, we don't offer respite care right now. This was a place where they offer like family services for children, adults, to kind of like help them with day-to-day things, just making sure that their health is okay, their mental is okay, if they need food, if they need shelter, things like that. And so the woman came out and she was asking her about senior care. Okay, so I wrote that down. They do have connections for senior care. Even though they already have the connection for home care, maybe I could be another provider. Maybe I'm in a different area. Maybe I have more availability, so it's never too saturated, because in this industry, as I worked, I realized that there were difficult clients. And some of them would, they would have to write a statement, or they would ask you to write a statement about your experience. They would write a statement in the office about their experience. They would send all of this in. I'm not sure who they sent it to, like the state, or maybe the resource that it came from, if it was like an insurance company or something like that. But they would have to write a statement, put all their information together and send it off. I never asked who they were sending it to, but they would always ask us in the office, like, hey, could you tell us what happened? Tell us the situation. Then they would tell us, like, yeah, this is typically a difficult client, and we're not going to service them anymore. So that profile follows them, is what was explained to me. So maybe they're difficult clients, and maybe they're difficult to some people for certain reasons. With me, I have an educational background in psychology, so I know how to talk to people. I know how to kind of redirect them and reshift their mind to make them think differently, think in a more positive way, or just to calm them or distract them so that I can really get to providing the care that I need to provide for them. So what is a bad client for one person might not be for the other person. Maybe they don't have availability, maybe they don't have enough caregivers, and so you never know. So it's not going to be too saturated. You know what I'm saying? However, she did not specify why she wasn't able to provide respite care. But now I'm going to reach out and ask, I heard someone mention that you don't provide respite care at this time. Is there a reason why? And then just kind of go into, okay, and now I asked because I'm an owner and administrator of a home service agency here in Illinois, in Aurora, and I service Kane County, DuPage County, Cook County, and basically I wanted to see how you guys are providing your respite care. Is it in facilities? Can it be in their home? Because I could potentially have caregivers come out to the home and provide the respite care, and then the permanent caregivers will be able to leave the home and do what they need to do. If they need to relax, if they stay there and they need to get work done or need to get some rest, whatever, and just kind of explain it to them that way. So just always have your eyes and ears open, and always be thinking about your business. Always wear your brand if you can. Another quick thing, always wear your brand. So that I had my ears open and I heard someone say that eventually they want to stop doing all of the work to make shirts, and that they prefer to create like the stickers where you could just iron it on yourself. And so, I mean, that's an option. If you don't want to pay for somebody to create the entire shirt, maybe you have a shirt at home, that's okay. Maybe you have a button-up shirt that you only wear on occasions to your interviews or to certain meetings, and it's in the back of your closet. Maybe you can pull that out and get like iron on created, custom made and created, and you can iron it on yourself. That way you're not paying a high price because they're providing a shirt, and they're providing a certain shirt, and they only want the best quality, so that, you know, if they're putting their name out there on it, you know, typically people want the best quality, so that's what you're paying for. So if you have your own shirt and you can get somebody to custom make you an iron-on patch or something, great alternative. But that's pretty much all I have right now. I just wanted to go over. I'm lying. I know I talk a lot, but I'm lying, y'all. What else do I have? Okay, so I also have Navy Federal Credit Union, and they sent me this. They sent me some stuff. Okay, so I was looking at this. I got their free checks. I'm not really. My bank is my bank. That's cool. We can have my bank on there. I don't need Mickey Mouse or hearts, or I don't need that kind of them kind of personal checks. So I got the free ones. It just says Navy Federal Credit Union. But they sent me a bunch of information. They also sent me their pamphlet. I did look over it. Theirs is kind of like my service fees and things like that, which is close to none for almost everything. But the other thing they sent me was like the checkbook. So the checks, does this say? Oh, okay. So these are my business checks. I don't know if my information is on here, so here, I'll cover this one. And it has a bunch of stuff in it, so I was just kind of looking at what they had in here. But then they also have tips, and so if nobody ever knew, like, it says always use a gel pen when writing your checks. I would have thought, like, what is smudges? Why would I do that? But I'm going to try and see. But, you know, just always have your eyes and ears open, because I would have never thought of that. But anyhow, they also sent me, I don't know if my information's on here, so I'm not going to show it. So it tells me my checking account comes with, and it has all the things listed here. And then it says, for your convenience, we also offer a variety of the resources so that you're prepared to take your business to the next level. It says they offer a GoBiz reward credit card, commercial insurance. It's probably cheaper than what I have. Navy Federal Credit Union, I'm going to be checking that out. Commercial real estate loans. Once you start making that money, you need to invest. Okay, they offer payment and payroll processing. I'm going to be checking that out. Employee retirement and health insurance plans. What'd I just say? Okay, money market savings account, lines of credit, could all use that, share certificates, and QuickBooks. They offer QuickBooks. Is it free, or is it cheaper than $30? Because I think that's what I pay for QuickBooks, $30, $35, something like that. But I'm going to be calling them. And even though I have insurance, I'm going to see if I can switch over. And even though I have QuickBooks, I'm going to see if they offer something cheaper. And even though I have credit, I can always have more. And payroll and processing, I already have that, but maybe theirs is cheaper. Or maybe they have more benefits. Or maybe it's the same, but it has more benefits. Or maybe it's the same price and it has the same exact thing. When you compare it, they have the same exact thing for the same price, but it's with my bank. So if I have an issue, or if I want to know if something's compatible, I can go to one person for everything. I'm going to be calling them. Always keep your eyes and ears open, guys. Be checking out. Everything can be a resource. Everything can be a resource, okay? So that's just what I wanted to come and share with you guys on this video. And let me know in the comments, because I'm so busy. Like before, when I had time, I was like, oh, I could do a video about this and that. And now I just don't know what y'all could use help with, because I'm out here in the field and it's so much. It's so much. Like, I don't know. If y'all have questions that y'all want answered, put it down in the comments below. Like and subscribe and share. Anybody can use this information from any business, even if it's not a business. There's so many things that I help people with on a day-to-day. They're looking for expenses to be paid on their car. I don't know, maybe help with their lights being turned on or the next bill being paid, shelter. Like, I've run into so many resources on a daily that this information can just help anybody with a lot of things. So, yes, please don't hesitate to share. And I really appreciate all the engagement on this channel, you guys. I'm really trying my best to continue to bring you value content, things that you guys find value in. So, have a specific question, drop it down in the comments below, and then I'll try to do a dedicated video based on the question that you asked. Otherwise, please continue to look through videos that you maybe haven't seen yet. Tons of great information in those. Be checking out the website. There's always something new on there. And also the Facebook group, you guys. Let's get going. Let's get the engagement going, because it's not going to work if you don't engage. The more you guys engage, the more you'll get out of it. And I say that because, once again, I have so many things going on. If I see that there's not much going on there, then I'm going to focus my attention elsewhere. So if my option is between, okay, do I do a video on YouTube today or do I do something on Facebook, the group Facebook today? And the Facebook group is a little more private because I get to accept or deny who comes in. So if I have something really good that I want to share with y'all, then I'll probably put it in that Facebook group, and I probably would never put it on YouTube anyway. But if there's no engagement there, people are not participating there, then I'm going to be like, you know what, I got an extra 10 minutes. I'd rather go on YouTube because Facebook, they're not engaging. So that's just food for thought. And I just want to update you guys on how the days have been going. There was actually one older lady who asked me what time it was, and we were talking about kids' clothes and how quickly they grow out of them. And my mind was going somewhere else. You know, I realized we were in the kids section, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, pay attention. Like, she's a grandma, she has grandkids, she's shopping for them. Maybe she, you know, they spend a lot of time with her, maybe she has custody with them, I don't know. So I was just like paying attention to those things, and kind of making conversation throughout, just being nice and talking to her. And while I was thinking I can give my business card to her, or a flyer or something to her, I wasn't thirsty for the opportunity, so I was just kind of chatting with her. And then, you know, it got quiet and she was still switching through clothes, looking at them, and I was like, you know, let me give you one of my business cards. And it was actually paper. I shouldn't have said that. And anyway, I gave it to her, and I was like, I have a home service agency. We provide non-medical personal care in the Kane County and DuPage County area. So where I was at was kind of borderline. So I mentioned both of those to her, and I was just like, you know, casually, if you or anyone you know may need those services, you know me personally now. So I'm sorry, I'm so nasally, it's allergies, but I'm like, you know me personally now, so don't hesitate to reach out. And she was looking at it, she was like, you know what, I might need some help. She was like, do you clean? And so, you know, she was laughing, but I got serious. Like, actually, I do. We do clean. We do housekeeping. And, you know, I didn't want to say, like, oh, yeah, but it's only light housekeeping. Like, don't downplay it. Don't downplay it. You get in, you get to talking, and because a lot of times they don't know that this is a service. When I went to the fair, I'm not sure if I told you guys this before, but when I went to the fair, the disability department fair, there were people that did not even know that this service existed. And she was like, so how do you do something like this? Does your doctor have to give you a note? Do you have to talk to my doctor? And she was just like very confused. And I'm like, you know, I don't have to have any communication with your doctor. She was like, and so I could just pay you for these services? I'm like, yeah, you could pay out of pocket. I was like, if you have Medicaid, some places accept Medicaid. At that time, I actually sat next to my employer, previous employer, but at that time it was my current employer. So they are nonprofit, and they accept Medicaid and a bunch of other things that I can't or didn't accept at that time. So I let them know that I was like, I accept private pay, but this company here actually works with the people in the community really well. They offer, they don't accept private pay, so if you don't qualify for their services, then you would want to talk to me. And then if you can't afford my services, you might qualify for their services, and they can help you with Medicaid, things like that. And so people were really surprised, and they didn't know, and they were like, so what if I just don't feel like, somebody said, what if I just don't feel like taking care of my mom? Can I just call you, or does there need to be like a medical need? I'm like, no, actually what I do is non-medical, and you can do it at your leisure. If you want to have some time to yourself, and I just started explaining different scenarios of people that we help. For people who are married, they want to have time with their husband or their kids, or they need a day for them. They need to go to the spa. They need to shop. Christmas is coming up. You need to do some shopping, or, just whatever the occasion is. If you just want that extra help, if you can do the mornings, but, by evening you need to be taking care of you, then we can come in and help you take care of your loved one at that time as well. So just giving them different scenarios and paying attention to what they're saying. But there were people that did not know. So while she was laughing, I was serious. And like, we'll talk about the light housekeeping, or the fact that if you live with somebody, they need to clean up after them, and I'm going to only clean up after what me and you have going on. We'll talk about that later, but I'm looking for an opportunity to even talk further with her about it at all. So that's how that went. I ended up talking to 3 people that day. I got rejected in Walmart. So in Walmart, I saw an older couple, and they looked pretty good. They looked pretty healthy in shape. They were both walking around, and I saw Depends in the cart. So I was thinking to myself, if they don't need help now, they might need help later. I would be doing them a disservice, and that's really how I thought about it. And so I approached them, introduced the agency, introduced myself, smiling, and just, happy to be meeting them. And I let them know that, and didn't want to take up too much of their time because they looked like they were really searching for something. They didn't want my assistance searching for something, and they were like, oh no, thank you, we don't need those services. And I was like, oh, that's okay. If you know anyone, you could keep it. If you know anyone, you could pass it along. And she was like, oh no, we don't know anybody. And I was like, okay, thank you for your time. And it's just that simple. But I did walk away feeling stupid, but now I feel good. Like, it just took a minute, and I just had to really think about it, and so I don't know. I do feel like when I walked away, I felt stupid because I got rejected. But after thinking about it and thinking about where, that's one person or a couple, a potential set of client that I won't have. But there's so many more opportunities in the future. Everybody's not going to need my services. Some people are just uncomfortable. Some people feel like, if I want your services, I'll go looking for it, or I would already have it, and there's some people who's like, oh no, I've been looking for it. You're going to find many different people with many different personalities. And so I think I've explained this before. When I worked in retail or customer service, I did like working at the checkout. I would get people, I would be like, would you like, doing upsells, like, oh, would you like to add a drink today? And then some people are like, I hate when they do that. I don't understand why they ask that. Why do they make you do that? And then I'm like, I don't know, but it's just my job. So I'll be like, I take that as a no, and we keep it moving. And then there's some people that are like, yes, that's what I forgot. I needed a refreshment. I needed a drink. Like, so you get people with many different personalities, and you just roll with it. Okay. So that was just, that one time I had to just roll with it. But now it's like, after I had time to sit on it, it doesn't really bother me. I think what's more important is, in that time when you're being rejected, just continue to smile, continue to be calm, continue to smile, and just, well, thank you for your time. Well, thanks for hearing me out anyhow. You have a good day, and, I hope you find what you're looking for. It's just that simple. But yeah, I think in that moment, the most important thing is just continuing to be polite and cool. Keep your cool. Don't be sad in front of them. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. I think that is pretty much how the rest of that day went. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any comments, if there's anything you'd like to say regarding, any words of encouragement, or if you want to tell me about a time when you were rejected or something like that, please leave it in the comments. If you have any other questions that you'd like me to answer, please leave it down in the comments, and I'll try to do a dedicated video for you. Yeah, but thank you for tuning in today. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I love the engagement. You guys are pretty good at engaging, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.